All right, we're passing Lawless Lake here. I'd love to know how that lake got its name. Like, what kind of mischief went on to call the lake Lawless Lake? Was it rogue fishermen? You never know. Was it a band of wild man-eating beavers? Was it a muskrat rave? I have no idea. No idea why they called it what they called it. But all I know is they called it Lawless Lake. Yeah, so I'm just heading back home now so I can get other stuff done. This ear has to keep popping. I gotta keep popping that ear. Been like that for about a month now. Don't know why. It's like, feels like there's a little bubble in my ear all the time. You pop it and you're fine, but then it kind of tickles. Oh, piece of tree down there. Yeah, it's a nice, smooth little truck. He got it. It was a write-off. This truck was a write-off, but the guy, there's an old guy named Clifford, the guy that has the trailer in front of my house there. He gets these insurance trucks and completely rebuilds them or whatever it takes to get them back on the road if they're not too bad. I forget what happened. The guy basically bunch of front end damage or whatever, but like the engine was still good, all that stuff, right? So I don't know what he got the truck for, but it looks like almost like a new truck. So it's a little dirty because he hasn't washed it there, but yeah. But it's comfortable. Like, I mean, it's a nice little truck. Still haven't kind of figured out all that stuff yet there, because I usually don't play with computer stuff. Like, for me, I'd rather just turn it all off. You know, but I guess you need the backup camera, kind of, you know. So it's like, if you're, other than the backup camera, like, shut it off. Thing I find weird is, like, the gear shifter doesn't fully line up with the gear, what you're putting it into. So it's like, it feels weird. So I'm always like off by one. Because like my Honda's like, it's pretty much direct. Wherever the lever is, that's what you're in. It seems like it's back one. Not a big deal, but yeah. So I'm gonna go do all that stuff today. Finish up that job that I just finished up, putting in the flower bed. Last thing I gotta do is when I see my other client on Monday, which pretty much starts off my season back to normal. I start I'll basically at that point talk to her to see how we're going to plant those flowers, because some of them are annuals, some of them are perennials, and the thing about them is we don't know what to plant them in. Like, obviously we plant them in, like, do we just throw them in the ground and hope for the best, or is there like, oh, it's got to be this type of soil or that type of soil? So, you know, do all that much work. Ooh, something splattered on the highway there. It'd be nice to see if it was a success on the first season, right? So, but there's other things you can do, is like buy plants, put them in, whatever. So yeah, because like, I learn a little bit about plants and stuff like that, but if it doesn't say right on the package what kind of soil to put them in, you're just taking a guess at it, right? So, and where she is, there's a lot of pine trees, so that means usually acidic soil. So not, you know, like, maybe you could throw them in sand here, but near the pines it's too acidic, right? And maybe they won't take. Maybe she has to buy a different type of flower. I, you know, don't know yet. So I'm gonna see if I can find some of that out today if I can. But if I can get a scrap metal run in today, because it feels like it's supposed to start raining today, and then whatever, rain through the weekend, whatever, something like that. Something like that. Don't know who that was, but I waved anyway. Because you just never know. You just never know. But yeah, a little bit out from Otter Lake. It's about 70 kilometers from home, so yeah, about a half an hour, 45 minutes. nice little drive. Like, I don't know how much more I'll be able to do this. Like, once I get busy, you know, like, because my dad normally takes him up there. Whatever. My aunt, well, she works at the school, so what happens there is she's busy all day, so. And the Legion, like, mainly it's like midweek on that they have it open, right? And they don't, like, they're not open till like 2 in the morning kind of stuff. They're only open like kind of like the afternoon, right? That kind of stuff. 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's Legion 162. I don't know how many Legions there are left in Canada, because a lot of them have closed over the years, right? As the seniors, well, it's the World War II. What the Legion is basically, it was kind of, if you want to call it, the first Veterans Affairs. It was for people after World War I, when they got home, they had nobody to talk to about the war and stuff like that, and they formed these groups and they turned into the Legion. And, you know, sometimes if there's a struggling vet, what they do is, you know, they'll raise money for that person, you know, so they don't, you know, they help them with their groceries or rent or something like that. So it's a really nice little organization, right? So, but like it, like anything, it don't, you never, you know, like the older generation are who runs it, right? Like the boomers and the, you know, if there's any of the silent generation left, there wouldn't be too many of them left. They'd be pushing 100 something if they are. So once that generation's gone, then who knows what happens to it after that, right? But they also do the Poppy Fund, all that stuff. So yeah. So yeah. So that's what my uncle does. So he's retired. So yeah. But there's a lot of work to be done there too. So I don't know how much of it I'll be doing, but I'm sure I'll be doing some of it. It's just, for me, it's like, I've got all my other clients and stuff like that. You can't really rely on me, because it's like I can't really start a big project that requires like 5-6 days of work in a row, because I can't give you 5-6 days in a row, you know what I mean? Simply due to the fact that I've got, you know, different clients every day, you know. Like, I've already got, I think I worked out about 10 clients already, so it's like, I can't take on any more, you know. Well, if I want to sleep, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm at that age where, you know, the 7-day-a-week thing is getting too old for me. And it's like, I just don't want to do that anymore. You know, I mean, if I can't get richer working 7 days a week, I'm not going to work 7 days a week. You know what I mean? It's like, if I'm going to be poor, screw it. You know, keep my health in consideration. You know? Because, you know, like, just work yourself into an early grave. Don't really need to do that. Anyway.